Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's postgraduate information session on MSc International Operations and Supply Chain Management. My name is Lynn, and I'll be your host today, and hopefully helping with some Q&As that you might have. We'll also be joined by Dr. Andrea Geyer-Mathy, and I hope I've pronounced that right, and Shakrod Munawa.
Yes.
There we go. And they'll be leading the session today. Just before we begin, just a couple of quick housekeeping notes. All your microphones and cameras are disabled during the session. This is just to ensure a smooth experience for everyone. And as I mentioned, if you've got any questions at any point, please pop them in the chat box. We'll be answering as many as we can during the Q&A session, and obviously after the presentation as well. Today's session is being recorded, so it will be available on our GCU YouTube page in the coming weeks, so you'll be able to watch it back or share it with others as well. So now I will hand over to our academic staff who will take you on this presentation of our MSc International Operations and Supply Chain Management.
Hi, hello, I'm Dr. Andrea Geyer-Mathy, and I'm the program lead of this program, MSc International Operation and Supply Chain Management. Let me just take you through. This will be a quite informal session, just give you some interesting things and facts about our program. It's very fascinating because all over the world, one of the best course, operations and supply chain management. Every organization needs operations and supply chain, regardless of service or product organization. So let's just start me with the top reason to study in Glasgow at Glasgow Caledonian University, and why study in our university. GCU is the top 50 university in the UK and the first modern university of the year 2025, and it's becoming and keeping better and better ranking and place in the UK and worldwide ranking as well. GCU stand out for its strong focus on employability and to provide applied business-related courses that meet the needs of industry. And this is absolutely our core target and core aim, that our student can get into the university as soon as possible, as soon as they graduated, and usually they do as well. As I said, employability is very important, and I'm going to discuss it later in terms of what type of industry you have opportunity within Scotland, within the UK, or within worldwide to apply and get in. Why study in Glasgow? Glasgow is one of the UK's most significant economic and financial centre of the UK, and is often described as Scotland's economic engine and one of the UK's major professional service hubs outside London. Glasgow is also a lead hub for banking operation, fintech, business services, engineering, and renewables. All listed are huge and big in Glasgow and Scotland, but especially Glasgow. Compared to London and other major global hubs, why would you come to Glasgow, and why and what Glasgow can offer to you? It's much lower, the cost of living in Glasgow compared to any other cities. High quality student support services, and a really welcoming, cultural, diverse environment with a strong international student community. Okay, so it's really good to be in Glasgow. You just have to prepare the weather. It's sometimes raining, but we know. I also lived in Australia for 8 years. I'm Hungarian, so I was around the world and experiencing different environment, different weather, and I still can cope in Glasgow, I can tell you. I will give you my colleague introducing program overview.
Thank you so much, Andrea, for the nice introduction. I'll go on to the program overview. So the program is very popular because of the field's rapid growth, breadth, high demand for qualified professionals in this specific industry, in this specific sector. And we have seen significant career development in Scotland, UK, and the international world, which is good for us to actually join such an exciting program. So, what then are our unique selling points? There are a number of them, but we have actually downsized to a few. One of which is strong links with the industry and individual organization. We are so much linked to a number of institutions, and they are so excited. They are happy. Um, I mean, for our program as well as for some of our students who have already finished this program. Um, Above that, this program is a conversion masters. What it means is that we take students who have a variety of different first degree portfolios, fields, and backgrounds. Um, we assume that they do not know very much about this topic, especially if one is coming from a different background, but our delivery is good enough to take up everyone, those who already have the background and those who do not have. So we are all good to go. Um, on top of that, this specific degree caters graduates with the strategic and analytical skills um, to enable these students to actually navigate complex global networks, to be able to manage risks, and to be able to drive business efficiency. This is what all institutions are thriving for. All organizations are looking for employees who have these capabilities, and we are giving them all to you. The program also has a unique learning experience. We got simulation games where we're actually mimicking real life, real operational situations, real supply chain situations. We got field trips. Uh, these are more like practicals for us to actually understand more before we actually become part of any institution. We got a number of industry guest speakers. They give us a lot of experience, a lot of insights, a lot of knowledge that we actually require as students. Also, we expose our students to some peer collaboration. Peer collaboration actually helps in terms of learning between colleagues as students, both on theoretical aspects or the practical aspects that students will be actually learning. We provide, there's so much digital technology. We got fairs, exhibitions, um, AI driven analytics. This is the in thing, and a number of virtual scenarios. So this is more like the program overview. I'll shift back to my colleague Andrea. That's for you.
Many thanks. Let's talk about accreditation, because this is big. And these two accreditation, Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transportation, as well as Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply Chain, is accreditation spans all around the world. So the program is double accredited by those two, and this is the first program in the UK to introduce both accreditation, and also the yellow belt qualification and carbon literacy certification. Very interesting, very good offer for you too, because these accreditation give you a lot of advantages. If you put those, either one or both in your CV, and acquire MSIPs or MSILT, that you are the king in the industry. So it's really give you a lot of advantage compared to other applicants in the industry. While you're studying, you have a student membership to both accreditation bodies, and after you graduate and have 3 years experience, you can acquire both Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport and Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply Chain in MSIP or MSILT level.
Okay, so I'll take you through the taught modules within this specific master's program. These are basically the core modules that you're going to find within the module. We basically have 3 trimesters: Tri A, Tri B, and Tri C. During your trimester A, you have ethics, sustainability, and governance. Um, we also have managing operations excellence, where we'll be taught about operations itself, the fundamentals of operations management, and the practices that we expected to abide by within operations practice. We also have global supply chain management. Remember, this world is, there's so much globalization, there's so much competition around the world, so you're also exposed to global supply chain management. Some of you, we understand that you are going to be working within different international setups, different international institutions, so this one actually exposes you in the right way. We also have sustainable operations management, where we are focusing on the fundamentals of continuous improvement, ensuring that we are as sustainable as we can. We focus on different fundamentals of sustainability, including the triple bottom line and so forth and so on. And we also have, as we begin our trimester B, we have got a number of modules as well, one of which is the postgraduate research methods, where we'll be exposed to research. You choose your own topic, which you like the most, in line with the subject. And we have got international logistics and transport. These, where we've got a lot of fundamentals. I know for sure we know about transport, we know about freight forwarding, we know about inventory management. But even if you don't know, don't worry. We are going to, to deliver. You will learn more about those fundamentals. Then we have procurement policy and practice. Procurement, we have to understand that there's no institution that does not do procurement. Every institution will buy something at some point. So yeah, it's good for all of us, as we are exposed to the right way of buying, the right way of procuring, and the fundamentals, the practices that are expected there within. We also have project management. Most institutions, they do the procurement, the supply chain, in terms of more like project versions of it. We'll be exposed to those, and we'll learn a lot with regards to project management. We also have another module, which is developing leadership for the common good. Remember, we are not just training you to become procurement professionals. We are training you to also become leaders within the procurement professional. So we have to, understand a lot of fundamentals to do with the common good and leadership. And lastly, we are exposed to master's research project, where we are going to write a very long project in terms of identifying any problem within your interested area and research about it and find solutions about it. The whole idea is for us to have continuous improvement and finding solutions within supply chain. These are basically the taught modules. Um, I'll shift to
Uh,
Andrea.
yeah, let me just add a few things about. You see here in this table, you see the coursework requirement, and you also see that there is only one examination in managing operation and excellence. The rest is coursework, um, online submission, and most of it you see, half of it at least, just an end semester submission where you see the 100%. So they are only they are those modules. They have only one coursework with online submission, and there are the other four modules: ethics, sustainability, managing operation excellence, postgraduate research method, and international logistics and transport, where you have mid-semester coursework and end semester coursework as well. So you see the kind of work to be done, and the time scale you have to manage for that. So it's very interesting because you see now what are the requirements and the modules. Okay.
All right. So, thank you so much, Andrea, for those wonderful additions. Uh, in terms of industrial engagement and employability, um, we just want to explain why employers choose our graduates. One of the fundamentals is that this course and GCU offer strong post-study employability and career progression. Supply chain graduates are not just limited to entry-level operational roles. There are a number of roles that are waiting for our graduates. The discipline supports clear progression pathways into the following industries. Uh, the students continue to get to be employed by a wide variety of sectors. Like I explained previously, that most there is no institution that does not do procurement, so you're exposed to a number of sectors. Um, Over and above that, it takes on different specialization areas such as procurement, logistics, operations, inventory management, distribution. Uh, Even if you may want to be just become a third party logistics provider, specializing on one of the elements that we have actually mentioned there. Um, these are all, further options that we can have. Apart from that, you can be just like Andrea and me, further studies. You may decide to go for your postgrad studies, your PhD in the specialty. That's pretty fine as well. There are a whole lot of employability options within the UK and the international world. We have had institutions coming to us to promote their organizations because they are so impressed with the caliber and standard of the graduates that they've employed in the past, which actually came from GCU. So be rest assured that you can be part of that caliber as well, the high flying caliber. So since this is a conversion program, we are not focused on one particular sector, and our students have got jobs within a varied range of organizations, from private, public, even those who want to develop their own institutions using the skills and knowledge from this program. That's all good. Um, some of the employers we see around us include the NHS, Rolls-Royce, Amazon, Scottish Power, Thales, Deloitte, Kune, Kune and Nagel, Hewlett Packard, Glasgow City Council, Tesco's, and many more that we have not actually gave mention here. So I'll give my shift to Andrea.
Yeah, many thanks. Thank you, Shekhar.
Thank you.
So this is just one example. I was searching for supply chain operation and supply chain related jobs just recently, and also BAE System is one of our partner who employs our graduates, and I found a lot of jobs within BAE System, not just here in the UK, but interestingly in Australia as well, because BAE System has a huge project with the Australian government as well. So this is just one example to as a really good and Glasgow-based, UK-based firm that employs a lot of operations and supply chain management expert and our graduates as well. But let's see another few organization and industry. We managed to have a partnership with them, as well as a lot of graduates. We know that they are working with those industry and organization, advanced manufacturing and engineering, both operations and supply chain, procurement, logistics, in area such like the BAE System or Leonardo UK or VR Group. Obviously, logistics and warehouse and freight forwarders can be all over the world. It's not just the UK industries and companies I'm listing here. It's really international. But just a few in the UK, like GXO Logistics, Menzies Distribution, which is particularly specific in Glasgow and Scotland area. Ports and airports, like Fort Ports, Edinburgh and Glasgow Airport, healthcare industry, for instance, NHS. Sustainability and renewable energy is big in Scotland, and not just those industries, but sustainability-driven industries like SSE Renewables, Zero Waste Scotland, but also absolutely retail, food and drink supply system with global export, import, and a few specific company in Scotland, Diageo, which is a UK origin organization, but it's international, and also the AG Bar. Strategic operation management, like Scottish Power, Arnold Clark. Obviously, we teach a lot of operations management related modules. So that's the most important, that's the selling point of the program. It's huge because all organizations have operations, supply chain management, procurement, logistics. So the fact is, it's not just one industry, it's many. And finally, not finally, just in my list, the last is supply chain analytics and digital transformation roles like a Greco. So as I said, huge industry pools for you as a graduate. You can be in any industry with our master degree. Okay, and this is our last slide. come and study at GCU in Master of International Operations and Supply Chain Management course, because it will give you the best opportunity, not just in the UK, but all over the world, with all the industry engagement, all the learning technology and learning material, which we give you simulation, exhibitions, guest lecture, peer review, and the accreditation. They are all huge in this program. Come and join us, and see you all. Thank you, Shekhar.
Thank you
for helping me.
Thank you so much, both of you, for that presentation. So, as I mentioned, we'll now move on to the Q&A. If any of our attendees have any questions that they would like to ask the team here, then please pop it in one of the chats and we can try and answer them for you. Not sure if we've got any. No questions at all. If no one's got any questions, I mean, we do have a lot of other presentations going on this week from like our admissions team, from our CAS team, from accommodation, and other support services as well. So I'm not sure if there's anything specific for this course.
In terms of what do you mean?
No, I'm just asking if any of the attendees have any specific questions for this course. But as I said, we do have some other presentations going on, so it could be that they've joined some of the other general presentations as well.
Yeah, maybe.
No problem. It's recorded and everyone can follow it up.
Yeah, so that brings us, we'll close the presentation there then if there's no further questions from anyone. And as we mentioned, the presentation is going to be recorded. And if anyone does have any questions, maybe you can think they might have some questions later on, you can always contact our admissions team and they can pass it on to the relevant academics to answer any specific programme questions. So I thank you both, and thank you for those that attended the session today, and hopefully we'll see you at GCU soon.
Thank you again. See you soon.
Thank you. Thanks.